All right, so Lansing City in white with the blue sleeves going from left to right on your screen. Oakland County FC in the purple and blue going from right to left, and we are underway. How about that, Mitch?
You think it's blue or black, Rob? I think it's black. We're going to have to decide now.
Oh, the county kits?
Yeah.
Purple and black. I think that was just me missing
Distracted
my
by the
words
pizza.
there. And here is Lansing City up the right wing early. That's Jack Gugames, the Michigan Mr. Soccer of 2021 that I referenced. Up the top, left-footed strike early, right into the capable hands of county goalkeeper Caleb Norris. Good to get those mitts warmed up early.
Yeah, within a minute, and Norris needed to be on alert there. Thankfully, he was able to make a relatively easy save for his first one of the night.
Yeah, Norris, I don't know if he was expecting to make a save in the first 30 seconds of the game, but his gloves feel what that shot feels like coming off the boots of number 15, Goy Michaelo. New look back line here for County, I'd say, is something really worth mentioning. And we got a couple debutantes here as that goes over the head of big Mike Melarani. Justin Harris, sophomore from he played he just got off his freshman year at Yale and is locally here and played for Detroit Country Day. He's a 6'2", 150-pound number 3, and he's alongside number 4, Amara Kamara, who was man of the match in his debut on the road last week in that 0-0 against Midwest United.
Yeah, not only some new personnel back there, but a bit of a new formation, at least from what we saw from coaches this afternoon. Looks like they might be rolling with 5 at the back, so you're going to have 3 center backs who are tasked with doing a lot of the defending back there. You could see it here with a long ball over the top. It's headed back by Kamara into the thankful hands of Norris.
Norris goes to the right-hand side and gets out to the foot of Jeremy Sharp, and he plays it back to Kamara. Sending it long, looking for Big Mike, but a little too wide as that goes into the bench, and coach for Lansing City scoops it up, throwing it on the far side.
That bench is over on the far side here at Royal Oak High School Stadium this year.
Yeah, that's a change. They were right down in front of us, so that was actually good for us to see the substitutions. But on the far side this season, or at least today, as we have our first foul of the game, looks like that is veteran county player, midfielder Dimitri Pliakos drawing the foul.
Playing a little bit more of an advanced role, Pliakos, at least in the first game and here in the first few minutes of this one as well. So we mentioned the new setup for County, and it's something we're probably going to be talking about for the majority of this season just because it is new and different from what we've seen.
That's Rude Baubrun, number 11, on the ball, and it comes back to Lansing, and that looked like just a heavy touch. Number 20 for the visitors, David Silva. Remember him from last year. It looked like he was going to run right onto that in a very dangerous area on top of the box, but a very heavy touch goes into the welcome hands of Caleb Norris. But number 11, Rude Bobrun, scored the shocking winner against AFC Ann Arbor midweek to really almost unsettle the hierarchy of the Great Lakes Division right there in week 1 for them.
And in such a short season, those surprise results can really mean a lot at the end of the year.
Because last year, 3 of the teams, highest rated teams in the country, over 100 teams in USL 2, and Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, and the Flint City Bucks all ranked very high nationally, all within our division here in the Great Lakes. And they added another team to the division, South Bend Lions, who are no slouch themselves, winning their division last year before being slid over. So it was teams like Midwest United and Lansing that, they did get some results, but, those top 3 power teams really kind of split away there by the end of the season. And there was a bit of a gap.
And with only 2 playoff spots in the division, that really does make it tough. Talk about those 3 highly ranked teams. One of them left out of the playoffs. And you look at County trying to break their way into that top tier, that upper echelon.
Now it's Kamara and Harris combining well to take care of that long ball threat. Both teams have some large target forwards, and here's County on a counterattack, feeding Melarani, top of the box, right-footed strike is blocked. That's some good pressing there on that deflection. Number 2 for County, that was Jeremy Sharp. He brought the ball up nicely up the right-hand side, and here he is, right-footed cross. Finds County on top of the box, passes a little bit short. And here's Lansing City able to get on it just for a moment. County building through the middle. Strayberger finds Pliakos, but rolls away from Dimitri. Been here with, I have records on Pliakos playing in County Purple, at least dating back to 2018. Strayberger gets a toe in, but not able to come away with the ball as Lansing center backs advance. Left-footed pass up to the forward, pops up. Oh, and this second knocked ball is a foot race as Kamara tries to battle back against the onrushing attackers.
It's
Is that number 59, Natalu? Yeah, you're right there, Mitch. Back up into the middle with Al-Rashid, sorry. Surrounded on the far side, maintains possession, gets it to the forward, cuts past Kamara, but edged out there by Matthew Rafferty. Started 21 games for Madonna in his freshman year this year, Rafferty, and he did well there to win that ball in his own box.
Lansing so far definitely enjoying more of the possession, playing around passes in County's half, and County doing a good job overall maintaining their shape.
I think Dougie Hayner's going to have a task in his hands trying to contain Gugamas on this right-hand side. He's in some space. I bet they might look for him to get a sneaky pass. This gets played ahead to him.
And he let it go. Interestingly. Maybe could have stopped play there.
Number 7 in County Purple, Jack Strayberger, probably the best chance to get on the scoreboard last week. His chance, he turned in the box, had an open shot, right-footed just wide.
It was a great go. He just did pull it just wide, and certainly the best chance for either team really in that game at Midwest United out in Grand Rapids last weekend. There wasn't a whole lot in the second half, but County, I think, were the better team on the balance, and maybe disappointed that they didn't come away with the win or find themselves in a position to end up capitalizing and score the goal that would have gotten them the winner. But I think to start the season, again, with a new system, a new coach, a couple of new players playing in positions they're not totally used to, you'll take a draw away from home.
Yeah, but what we're saying, if we go to form to last year with those top 3 power teams, getting points and 3 points off of teams like Midwest United and Lansing Cities, really if you were circling points on the calendar ahead of time, these were the games you want to get points on with. Dimitri Pliakos and Gabriel Bailan, another returning player, standing over this free kick. Got many runners in the box. Cross goes in, deflected away by Lansing.
There's a really high line kept there by Lansing City, and they were able to snuff out the danger.
Doug Hayner maintained possession, won a throw, and takes it quickly. Here's Strayberger, right-footed outside of the boot. Cross attempt is blocked, and the Lansing defender was able to shield Hayner away, and that is a Lansing City goal kick. The first time seeing Nicholson in action. He passes short, and the left back sends it long for Ntalu. He evades Kamara for a moment.
So far, Lansing really looking to drop those balls into space behind the County defense.
That was a great tackle there at the top of his own box. I think that was by Bailan there. The native of Juarez, Bailan, had an absolutely outstanding junior year after not getting much play time at Oakland University first 2 years. Had an amazing championship winning run with Inter Detroit in the summer, and then got 18 appearances for Oakland University. So Bylon really developing as a player over the last year and a half or so.
Not sure who it was, but one of the Lansing City players was just handed out a card there. Keep an eye on that. It might play a part later in the game.
We got a county player down on the far side. Did you see what happened there, Mitch?
Yeah, Playakos got cleaned out there as he tried to slide the ball into Melarani.
Yeah, Mike was making a run ahead of him. I was looking down at Mike, and yes, he was definitely taking his feet taken out from underneath him there.
It's a great bit of skill, and the defender just kind of played through the man, expecting the ball to be there, and when it wasn't, Playakos got the call.
So Playakos draws another foul. Free kick in an interesting area, and if you have size that County seem to have in this lineup, this could be a promising opportunity, especially if we're playing out of a kind of a more of a defensive setup. These set plays in the attacking third should be something that County are looking to capitalize on.
A lot of guys over 6 foot on the field right now for both teams, and we're going to see these aerial duels all night long.
That's sent in, prodded away by Lansing City. Left-footed service almost gets the better of Andrew Nicholson, but he's able to parry and catch. And Lansing City on their way quickly once again.
It was a great turn by Hayner to open up that space and give himself some time to get that ball in, but just a little bit too close to the keeper.
That's number 23, Jeff Victoria, 26-year-old, one of the veterans on this Lansing side. Here on the ball once again. A little back and forth in the middle of the park. There's last week's goal scorer, Bo Brunn. Now it's up onto the left-hand side. Can County repel the Lansing attack? That shot attempt rifles off of the new County man, Kai Yamazaki. From what I heard, he put in a stellar defensive midfield performance last week, protected those County center backs from, really put out a lot of danger from the sound of it. He did well to get his chest in the way of that shot. It looked like Nathan Ntalu was looking for the top corner there, but way to get the body in there as this ball bumbles and stumbles and finds Ntalu, but rolls under his foot. Hayner clears, pops it up high. Melarani battles. Him and number 4 for the visitors, Aiden Messinger, I believe plays his college game at Spring Arbor. Some two big guys battling for that high ball there.
Yeah, that's and that's really the role that Mike is up there to play. Hold up play, work others into the game, alleviate some pressure on the defense, let them hoof the ball up to him, and he can gather it and keep it up there for a little bit.
Hold, turn, pass.
Yeah. And he does a great job there to win that.
Yeah, that's a great second ball knocked onto the foot of Jeremy Sharp. He checks back. Here's Bylon. He spreads it. Here's the debutant, Justin Harris, on the ball. Just finished his freshman year at Yale. Which really rolls off the tongue there. Here's Rashid across the park to the left-hand side. Getting some joy up the left-hand side so far. Have been able to get some penetration. Center backs have been up to it so far. And like I said at the open of the show, County really looking to take a step up by adding new head coach Brian Doyle as this long ball gets into the attacking area. Crossed ball onto the foot of number 23, Jeff Victoria, but he's going to wish he had that back. Didn't quite get the contact, but that was dangerous up the left-hand side. It was gathered well. That high ball was gathered really well into the stride of the Lansing City attacker. Surprised he passed it as far back as he did with the options ahead of him. But he did find the foot of Jeff Victoria, who didn't connect well and was just wide. Caleb Norris sends it into the middle of the field. Lansing getting the second balls here. That's floated across to Gugamis, who almost got around Hayner.
That was going to be trouble if Doug didn't get over there to break that up.
Lansing very energetic here in the first 15 minutes of this match.
They're doing what I expected County to be doing. Certainly starting off on the front foot and trying to kind of make this game played under their tempo.
Lansing to the left-hand side. Kind of bunch of players there. Sprays it wide once again. Hayner tries to defend Gugelmus, who cuts inside, gets it back. Strayberger gets a foot in, but Gugelmus able to come out with the ball once again. He's starting to get on the ball now. He's slid central. That one goes around Pliakos. Won it for a second, but it back with Lansing. Dancing around County defenders. Number 11, Rude Bobrun. Dangerous, and that was a rocket going just beyond the sprawling Caleb Norris. Definitely Lansing on the front foot here, the opening quarter of an hour at Royal Oak High School Stadium.
Bobrun just showing some sheer size and strength on the ball, a little bit of speed to just refuse to be taken off, and created that one kind of all on his own, taking on numerous County defenders on his way toward the box.
County thankfully had like the numbers advantage there because Bobrun danced around, 2, 3, 4 bodies there?
And he just got run into by Kamara and didn't like it. Trainer's going to come on. There was a coming together as they both went up for that ball in the air, and Kamara came down on top of Bobrun and maybe a little shove.
I saw Kamara play very physically, and he can really jump out the gym for those balls in the air. And I saw him play very aggressively but in control. That he took a lot of the player on that one.
He was man of the match last week at Midwest, and certainly physicality is a big part of his game. That's kind of the key to unlocking his defensive full locker, if you will. And, he's not going to shy away from contact, and he's going to let you know that he's there and that you're in for a long night when you're coming up against him. And with the injury that County sustained in that opening game to the other center back.
From Tiffin?
Yes, that is correct. They are teammates, so it was nice to have that tandem in there in the starting lineup to start that game, but had to make a switch there, and Kamara really stepped up to fill in, or not fill in, but kind of pick up the slack as Chase Inchko came in to fill in.
It looked like Chase had a good game there out in Grand Rapids. And looking around, we have a moment here as it looks like the visiting injured player, Rude Bobrun, he gets up to some mild applause here. And it looks like a good crowd here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Folks out to see the best live entertainment here in Oakland County. We're lucky to have such talented players and such a vibrant amateur soccer scene here in Michigan. Good to see so many folks out here. We got live entertainment, a band pre and halftime. I think the first batch of supporters in the stands got some diversified members credit union Thundersticks. This, once again, this season is sponsored by Diversified Members Credit Union. You'll see that across the belly of Oakland County FC's brand new kits as they were last time around. Is that back underway? 0-0 in the 19th minute here in USL 2 regular season action. The home opener for Oakland County FC is debutant, or actually first-year player, I should say, Dougie Hayner. Actually, it is his first game. He did not feature last week. So Dougie Hayner plays at Coastal Carolina from Bloomfield, just probably 15 minutes away from the stadium here. Played his freshman year at Oakland University, transferred to Coastal Carolina, and he's been had his hands full here up and down this left-hand side so far here, trying to defend Gugelmus, and then he's also trying to get some service in. So he's been very active in his county debut. Pliakos heads that out for Big Mike Malorani. He goes shoulder to shoulder with number 18 for the visitors. That's Francis Quashi, 21-year-old from Spring Arbor. That's a physical matchup. We're going to have to get Mike on some ice if the game continues. If he's going shoulder to shoulder with these very stout defenders.
Foul there. Kind of unnecessarily. County had it covered with two defenders in the area, but Gave it away there, and a little bit of a dangerous area for a free kick.
So this is a key opportunity here early in the season to see if the defensive outlook or change they were looking for comes, because these are the sort of situations where County conceded last year. Are they able to deal with large physical attackers coming at the back line? We've got new center backs and a new defensive system this year. Let's see how they cope, because I feel like from the distance of this kick and the players in the box for Lansing, this might be a tricky one to defend.
And getting those big guys in the lineup is certainly going to help.
Here's a right-footed delivery. Mike Melorani able to prod it away. It spins over by Jack Strayberger, but defended well by Gugamis. Victoria.
It's a good ball there.
Yeah. He springs a Bobrun. Looks to have recovered from his knock. He's dangling the foot out there. Victoria, right-footed low cross, defended by Harris. And I looked down on my sheet for a moment. Was that a shot there or a back pass that got picked up? Or was that a heavy touch?
It was a shot.
Heavy shot from, or a shot from Lansing. It would, a light power shot, because looked like a back pass. It was calm into his hands.
No, yeah, it wasn't the best shot, but it was an attempt by Lansing City.
Here's Lansing back on the ball. Good energy in the first 22 minutes of this game. Nice temperature. This is probably ideal soccer weather.
I would
one
say
of the
so.
best climate conditions for an opener. Usually the first game for County has either a thunderstorm or something involved, and then by the end of the season we'll have 95-degree scorchers. So I'd say this is idyllic soccer weather, as Hayner steps in front of that one. He's got runners to the left and right. Here's Strayberger. Can he supply Big Mike? He gets him just behind the Western Michigan graduate. Mike made a nice run up the middle. Service got into the box just a step behind, as we're going to have our first substitutions of the match.
Interesting. Quite early for a substitution, but looks like it's going to be Hayner who's coming off. And is that Bobby Harris coming in?
That's interesting. We were just complimenting
Yeah,
Dougie
he made a great
Hayner.
play there to step up and create that chance for City, but yeah, a little bit of a change here. And that's not Bobby Harris, actually. It's Rocco Galati checking in.
Rocco Galati.
So that seems to be kind of a like for like. Rocco used to playing that left wing back role.
Here's Strayberger. He splits two defenders. Looks up, finds Bylon.
Gotta think that was
Forced off
injury
the
related.
ball. Kai Yamazaki was dispossessed there, and here's a counterattack. County have a decent amount of bodies back. It's sprayed down the left-hand side. Harris out to defend. Pliakos has got to pressure that. There's a pass. Kamara does well to pressure, and that is sliced out of bounds by, I believe that was Jeff Victoria once again. So I would say between the front two for the visitors, well, actually it's the front three if you include Gugamas on the right, Bobrun, and
Ntalu.
That's
Tip
a pretty
of the spear.
formidable front three.
Yeah, they've shown flashes, certainly. I think Gugamas is playing a little bit more tucked back here on this right side, but certainly seeing Bobrun express himself on the left, and then Talu's gotten on the ball and been bright a couple of times as well. He's kind of checking down into midfield as well to really get on the ball, so sometimes looking for those runs in behind from Bobrun and occasionally Gugamas here.
Yeah, moments ago it was that front two versus four County defenders, and you wouldn't have been surprised if that front two of Ntalu and Bobrun found their way through, as this might test the County back line. These long balls have been very accurate and useful down this left-hand side. County wants the out-of-bounds, not going to happen. Low cross dealt with well by County. Big Mike does well to
Look at that, see?
press there, but Lansing come away with it on that left-hand side once again. Left-footed strike into the palms of Caleb Norris.
That's the hard work you need to see from your forward. It's not glitzy. It's not what he wants to necessarily be doing, but those are the tasks that you expect out of your big guy up top. And Mike has shown over the years now he's just so good at doing it.
Yeah, he really put the pressure on, but Lansing very stubborn with the ball here in the first half. Crossing into the 26th minute, and it's been pretty much all Lansing so far.
And I think the idea is to get those balls in behind, particularly on the edges of the field, on the wings, because County playing with those 3 center backs is relying on 2 wing backs to cover the spaces on the outside. And Lansing City so far is really testing their will to get all the way back and defend in those areas.
The OCFC fans making some noise here now. Elmwood Elite singing Glory, Glory. It's a beautiful sight. It's just wonderful to be back up here.
It is.
Oakland County FC back in action. 6 home games, 6 away games. And it's just a whole whirlwind packed in about 2.5 months.
Yeah, don't blink.
Blink and it's over. We love it here. But we're 0-0 into the 27th minute of the home opener for Oakland County FC. Brought to you by Diversified Members Credit Union and OMPT. Kamara nods it back to Matthew Rafferty, who's come over to this left-hand side. Galati almost playing as a winger now. Here's Rafferty looking at his options.
Yeah, so they're spreading out those 3 center backs that they have on the pitch. Kamara is certainly in the center there on the ball.
Rafferty, here's Bylon, finds his little space pocket there.
That's nice.
Melarani goes to Galati. There's a foot race here, and wow, that's some closing speed by Francis Quashi. Looked like Rocco was in behind, and Quashi said, no. And here's Mike Melarani to Strayberger. Looked like he had a glimmer. Plakos tried to spin onto the ball, but Lansing dispossessed.
Good job to quickly work it up there, but just out of the reach of Bobrun.
Yeah, Bobrun, a threat, but a couple have gotten by him. Throw up to Melarani. Strayberger. Pliakos. Can he find another pass? Pliakos goes past 2.
Nifty.
Goes past the 3rd. He's deep in the box. He's at the byline. Gets onto his right foot. What can he do? He tries to dribble him. Cuts inside, but the help defender came across and
waited a little too long and allowed the Lansing City defense to close in on him. I think if he'd played that ball in just a little bit sooner, maybe he can find a County player in the middle there.
Lansing City did well, I think, to clog the passing lanes to the purple shirts in the box. Rafferty finds Strayberger, who's been an outlet so far. He's been at pressure release. Tries to go around Galati.
And you said it right there. He's been an outlet in the first 2 games. We said he had the best chance against Midwest, but really his main role was getting on the ball and kind of taking some steam out of the game, letting City possess things for a little bit, get reorganized.
Pliakos takes some heavy contact in the back.
Pliakos does that more than anybody that I've seen play. He'll just sit on the ball almost and wait for you to run in behind him because he knows you're coming hot, and he knows that he can draw that foul just about every time.
Yeah, he's drawn 3 so far. He gets his frame in between the ball and the defender. Some textbook stuff for the young players out there to protect that ball.
And I think that might be part of the reason why Pliakos, we're seeing him now in a more advanced attacking mid sort of role.
And I think is that Rocco or Yamazaki
like
getting the yellow?
I think, is going to be the one carded. Number 12, Kai Yamazaki, just a little overzealous in that challenge. Came across and was shoulder to shoulder, but he kind of extended the arm, and I think that's what ended up getting him booked there. So we're even with yellow cards, 1 apiece.
Half an hour gone in the home opener for Oakland County FC. My name's Robert Kerr alongside my broadcasting partner, Mitch Gatzke. Proud to be here with you on 11 Sports. On location at Royal Oak High School Stadium, USL 2 regular season action in USL 2's Great Lakes Division. It is 0-0 thus far. County had their first 0-0 since I've been involved with the team since
in recent memory.
Since 2018, I haven't seen a single 0-0, and there was one last week, which is a starting of a new trend of defensive play for those men in purple.
In recent memory, put it that way. It's been a while.
Lansing float a free kick into the box. Mara Kamara didn't know what was behind him, so took the safe route and popped it over the end line for a Lansing corner. Hopefully, here's another test of County's new defensive solidity. There was a few corner goals given up last year as well.
There were, and I think the biggest thing for County this season is going to be stability at the back, because we've seen it in past seasons. It just hasn't been there. They're giving up the first goal, and they're chasing the game, and that just makes things that much tougher.
Sent into the box. Kamara flies through the air and nods that away. He soars when he gets out.
He got up. He didn't even need to jump that high, but he just did, because that's the spring that he's got in his step.
Oh, and a misplay there could lead to a County counterattack. Here's Strayberger. And we got a man ahead of him. Oh, Nicholson did well, and the flag does come up late there on the far side. Number 2, Jeremy Sharp, looked like he was in. There was a bit of a misplay in the midfield by Lansing. Oakland County midfield pounced upon it, sprayed it to Strayberger, but apparently his pass to Jeremy Sharp.
I'm not convinced.
The MSU freshman, Jeremy Sharp, from Roseville. Played 15 games as a freshman at Michigan State, so that's impressive. And the sun is starting to set here as you see the glow of the golden hour on the far side bleachers. The sun will set probably sometime in the halftime here. Beautiful Royal Oak, Michigan, in the 20 minutes outside of Detroit.
Depends on the construction.
And that's down the left-hand side. And Harris brings him down. Was there a whistle? Yes, there was. Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, no.
It looked like number 11, Rude Bobrun, last week's goal scorer, and a very threatening player. Looked like he was in behind and looked like he got tackled from behind, but apparently it was simulation because it was no call and a Caleb Norris goal kick to come.
And that's one of those weird ones, right? Like there had to be something. He fell down, so he's either simulating or it's a foul. So the no call and goal kick is interesting. I think he got chopped down for what it's worth. I think that was a foul.
We are far away up here in the booth from where that happened on that far side, but it did look like a desperate lunge that clipped the heels. But I guess fair play to the ref for calling a close call in the favor of the home team.
Well, and he's helping up a Lansing City player right now, number 4. He's having a little trouble there. That's Aiden Messinger. Not sure what happened, but down behind the play, and ref helps him back to his feet. County throw here.
Ball back in play. Mike Melarani working in the corner. Does not earn the deep throw in. Wonder if County camp out here, try to press and force a turnover.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity when you got him trapped in the corner here. Try to win this header.
They do not, and they get a foul called against them. So I guess the pendulum from the referee swings both ways.
That's kind of exactly what you don't want in that situation. You let them off the hook. It's such a deep throw in their own end. You want to try to apply a little bit of pressure.
Now they can just kick it clear.
That's
Lansing
exactly
send it long. Their dangerous front three. Waiting to pounce on that as County midfield do well to repel it. Bounces off of Big Mike. Lansing get back on the ball. Most of the action has come down that left-hand side so far for Lansing. There's Victoria. Looks up. He's got time on the ball. Sends it long. Kamara able to deal with that. That just didn't quite have the touch off of Ntalu that he probably wanted, and opened the door for Kamara to clear it for County.
They've got a clear plan when it comes to who they want dropping balls in behind, and Jeff Victoria has already shown that he's certainly one to watch. The touch that he puts on his passes.
No. For a moment, it looked like the Lansing player was appealing for a penalty. No real thought from our referee here. Is a shot from about 20 yards out.
Yeah.
Goes into the hands of County goalkeeper Caleb Norris as Norris sportingly rolls the ball out of bounds because there's a visiting player on the ground.
It's Ntalu, and
once more,
he looks to be in some real pain, whether he's just trying to make a final point to the ref or in some serious hurt here. I guess we're going to find out, but the ref has not allowed the trainer onto the pitch, so he seems to think he's all right.
The ref is a no-nonsense
Yeah.
guy, as I receive a picture of some kids with some face paint, and that reminds me to remind everybody of the wonderful Kids Zone at Oakland County FC home matches, bounce houses, face painters, and all sorts of goodies down here. And we even have some live entertainment, a live band who entertained the fans as they walked into the stadium. SJ and the Bees will also be performing at halftime, and this year doesn't look like there'll be any halftime rain, thankfully, as the Lansing City player has returned to action, and Caleb Norris gets us going again. Left-footed long ball. Millerani battles for it. Second ball goes the way of Pliakos. Here's Kai. Goes wide. Here's Rocco. To Rafferty. To Kamara. All the way over to the debutante, Harris. Kind of has the profile of Liverpool defender, plays alongside Van Dijk. Gentleman's escaping me now.
Joel Matip.
Yeah, Joel Matip. He has that kind of slight build, but seems very confident with the ball at his feet. Lansing definitely with the lion's share of possession, but not as many chances as in the opening quarter hour. As here come County.
Ntalu is really struggling in the middle of the field right now. You can see him
kind of hobbling there, isn't he?
Yeah, just hobbling around in the middle.
But here comes Lansing. There's 3 against 4. Now it's 4-on-4. That goes wide. 1-on-1 versus Harris. Cuts on his right. And Kamara does well. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. What a recovery tackle there by
crucial win by
Yamazaki.
Yep, and that's really what he did all game.
He's got to be that Velcro to pull it away from that back line.
He was just there whenever County needed him, when it seemed like they were out of position and didn't have anybody left to defend. Kai Yamazaki stepped up, and he did just that there as well.
And you're right, the center forward for the visitors,
he's going to have to come off.
Big hobble.
I mean, they might try to get him into halftime, but
7
right
minutes
now,
to go before the halftime interval, plus any stoppage time here, as this bouncing ball is chested away and knocked down by Amar Kamara, and he bounced that off the
smart move.
Pressing visiting player for a County throw there on the far side. And it looks like that bounce house on the far side, was that a Giraffe is getting a lot of action in over there on the far side. That looks like a lot of fun. Is that ball headed along by Pliakos into the middle of the field. Yamazaki cleared it long. Energy levels starting to dip a little bit. That first 20, 25 minutes was all energy and pressing.
This game needs halftime right now. A couple new ideas injected by the coaching staff, some adjustments, maybe a sub to freshen some things up. Though I don't think anybody's tired. It's just like they're kind of, the game's died down a little bit. Certainly the pace and just maybe some new ideas needed.
Yeah, see, that's just a pretty basic, just straight bang the ball out from Rafferty. We'll see if we see some ideas here in the final 5-6 minutes of the first half. Is that cross-field ball is out of play. Pliakos wants to move fast. Decides to hold up. Get Jeremy Sharp on the ball. Here's Pliakos, defended pretty well. Another County throw.
He's really good in tight spaces. He's got the footwork to navigate around.
That pass from Yamazaki, very close to being cut out there across the middle, but managed to maintain possession. Here's Balon, who's just grown, like I said. Here's a left-footed shot from County. First strike on target. Hits a diving Andrew Nicholson right there in the belly. It's good to see a shot in anger there from the Purple Gang.
First real save that Nicholson's had to make, and he was up to the task. And that's better from County. They're getting on the ball a little bit here, getting into their sets, distributing the ball to those forward players.
Here's County. Just got dispossessed. He got multiple players forward to get the pressing going. And very good strong job from Kamara. Way to break that up, and he draws the foul. Kamara really doing well there to break that up and then to draw the foul. Very impressive from the first-year County player.
He does a great job of keeping that pressure from the back so he doesn't allow those balls to get up to the opposition forwards. Knocks it away from him just like that. Wins the call.
I should give a shout-out to Kamara, Yamazaki, and a couple other Tiffin. Some of the core here for the 2023 roster made a visit to a local elementary school in Royal Oak yesterday, reading to a group of 80 kids at Keller Elementary School. I guess the kids had some pretty awesome questions for the players, and I guess it was a wonderful little event here at the local elementary. Love to see the team in the community.
Yeah, very nice. That's what it's all about, Rob. You got to give back to the community that comes out to watch you play every week.
Yeah, it's difficult to, the season's short. You want to keep the brand going year-round. Difficult, but doing community events and then getting the supporters involved in things like designing the kits and having them vote on helps keep the supporters active and involved. I mean, it is a supporter-owned club. As Mike Malorani gets Pliakos, who gets on his left foot, shot right into the hands of that guy, Andrew Nicholson. County starting to get some better shots on the board.
Would the following people please report to DMC U10? James Holmax, Simone Buffan, Gavin Chevalier.
At this point, I think County's just going to want to get into halftime, like I say, kind of regroup, get some fresh ideas, refresh, and attack the second half.
Not to bring up all the bugaboos from last year, Mitch. I apologize for that because I'm very positive about this team. But one of the things from last year was late first half goals. Having a solid first half and then letting one sneak in before the halftime whistle and then changing the whole team talk and the whole outlook. So we'll see. So far defensively, they've shown that step up. Can we see out this opening first half
and they're
with
just
a score like this? And here's going to be a test. There's a set piece coming right here as one of the very dangerous Lansing City attackers, Nathan Ntalu, was tripped up there.
They're killer goals to give up, too, just at the worst possible time. And the few moments before you get into the locker room, coach is going to have his thoughts all together and planned out and ready to rally the troops in the right way that he needs to. And head coach Brian Doyle or head coach Vinny Vasilevsky from last year will tell you that those late goals right before the halftime whistle kind of really can shake things up in a major way.
And, I mean, this is proof in the pudding that is a defensive outlook. All 11 players for County behind the ball here. That one put into the box. It almost fell kindly to 22 Abdul Al-Rashid, but into the warm hands of county keeper Caleb Norris. As he takes a big left-footed boot up towards Mike Malorani, headed away by number 4 in the visitors, Aiden Messinger. Looks like they're kind of cruising to halftime here.
So right now, County's just not getting high up enough on the pitch. I think when the ball goes into their attacking half, there just aren't enough players there with it.
I really think just looking at the lineup and the players available, as we have a player down here, that's Abdul Al-Rashid again, with wingers Malvin Blah and Chewy Mukuka on the bench. I have a feeling coach's outlook might have been grind out this first half, see out the keep the clean sheet, and then in the second half bring in those really dangerous wingers to maybe to get a second half goal. Is what I am projecting into the mind of County's new coach. But I mean, he told us at the preseason party at the DMCU in Clawson at the kit reveal, he kind of said, we're going to grow offensively as the season goes on. So that might be in a kind of a micro way here in this game. Start off defensively, 5 at the back for most of this first half, and see what Malvin Blah, who scored 5 goals last year and set up a number of other ones, see if he can get his fellow Tiffin teammate Chewy Makuka, see if what they can do. As here is a dangerous moment, Lansing in the county box. That was dangerous there, but eventually dealt with by the county back line. Here's a right-footed strike into the arms of Caleb Norris. A worrying moment there as Aiden Messenger was in behind the county back line.
You just don't want those balls bouncing around in your penalty area, and thankfully, County able to defend that one.
Long
There's
free
Big
kick.
Mike with a little flick.
Might this fall to Jack Strayberger? He gets there before it goes out of bounds, tries a turn, but knocked away. Stayed in bounds. Lansing able to really corral that potentially dangerous situation.
Great turn.
And going up, Ntalu wins a throw-in. Bobrun throws.
Excellent
Got to be getting pretty close to halftime here at Royal Oak High School Stadium, and the home opener for Oakland County against Lansing City here in USL 2 Great Lakes regular season action.
Excellent bit of work there in the midfield to create this opportunity. That was Jack Reynolds on the turn.
Al-Rashid sends in a left-footed swing pass, but wasn't quite the link-up that he was hoping for, but that was into a dangerous position. His teammate just wasn't quite on the same page on that left-hand side. That would have been dangerous if that number 11 Rude Bobrun would have connected there, and that is the halftime whistle. What do you think of that first half, Mitch?
I thought it certainly died down in the latter stages. We started off pretty hot, and Lansing having a shot on goal within the first minute. County able to find their hold in the game and start a couple attacks themselves, but really not too many great opportunities for either side. A lot of balls bouncing around in the midfield, and I think this one is going to come down to a late finish either way. It's going to be tight.
All right, my name's Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke. Halftime at Royal Oak High School Stadium, streaming live on 11 Sports. We're going to take a quick drink, enjoy the halftime entertainment, and be right back here for the second half between Oakland County FC and Lansing City. And we're underway here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Second half underway, 0-0. Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke at the home opener for Oakland County FC. It is 0-0 between OCFC and Lansing City. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke here. Very happy to be broadcasting USL League Two action.
And Rob, I think we have a substitution for County that I've spotted here for the second half. It's
Yep.
Richie Ludwig, who just got a touch on that ball to send it out of play. He's coming in up top, and a little bit of a switch here for County because Matthew Rafferty, center back, has come off. So different
Rafferty,
tactics.
So both of the outside starting defenders are out of the game now. The players that were tasked to put the shackles on Jack Gugamas, have both been subbed out.
And it's an interesting one here because he took off a defender to put on an attacker. So certainly a different formation here in the second half for County.
And here's number 7 for the visitors, Gershom Sylvain. He's substituted into the game. Very dangerous player as Mike Melorani brings the ball all the way up. We haven't seen him on the ball much. He goes to the baseline. He's got one in the middle, but his pass is knocked out for a County corner. Didn't have too many of those in the first half, I don't recall. But good work by Mike to buy some time, get some teammates up the field with him, and force a corner.
Yeah, it's a part of Mike's game that we don't get to see too often, but we see he can be a distributor as well.
Last year, he had just 1 goal and 3 assists in a very snippet of performances at the beginning of the season. But
he started off hot and got hurt and didn't play much of the second half of the season, I would say.
Really beyond that first opening stretch of games. But we want to see that Mike Melorani of 2019 that scored 8 goals in, I think, 8 appearances.
He couldn't be stopped in that summer, and really everything that was working well for County was working well through Mike Melorani, and hopefully he can unlock that same potential here this summer.
Here comes the County corner, sent in, near side. Nicholson has to swat that away. Kamara brings it down. Right-footed strike, low. Hits the outside of the netting there. The best chance for County of the whole game, probably. We made Nicholson sweat just a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of big attempts there. I was thinking it was Strayberger who tried to whip that one in from the short corner. Not a tactic that you see too often, but those who can put the bend on the ball, that can become a real weapon just because keepers generally aren't looking for that to come their way. See Melorani there earns a foul, and County can take another free kick.
Richie Ludwig. Substitution in for Lansing City. Gershom.
Bailan will put the ball down. He'll take the responsibility. He's going to walk it up a little bit. I like that.
Haven't seen who came out for Lansing City, but they had a dangerous front 3 in the first half, and they've added another very dangerous attacker, number 7, Sylvain. I actually had the pleasure of doing the commentary for him when he won the State Cup with Rush in Lansing. He was very impressive there. He's got a pretty interesting backstory. Refugee, came over from Congo as a 6-year-old. Currently going to University of Detroit, Mercy. Right-footed effort. Almost gets to Mike Melorani. Here's Galati, chests it down. Right-footed looper up to Mike. And eventually, big Mike Melorani boxed out, and Nicholson able to gobble that up. Here comes County down the left-hand touchline. They got a few numbers up, but that doesn't quite connect there. County starting to put together a little spell of pressure here. The Lansing City goaltender having to think quickly on his feet, spring into action far more already in the opening 5 minutes of the second half here. Didn't really have to make too many saves until the latter portion of the first half.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from County so far. Much more balance in the attack and able to send some forays forward here in the early goings of this second half.
More bodies in the attacking portion of the field than we saw. There's Mike's kind of alone in the front with a 3 behind him. There was just a back 5 in the first half, and through those substitutions that Coach Brian Doyle has made, it's a different look here. Can it pay off? Defensive start and then kind of blossom more in an attacking sense. Lansing passes over the top. Here's Sylvain, but prodded away there by Gabriel Bailon. Lansing throws down here. Sylvain. He stays with it. Pliaco's able to take it away. Well done there by Jeremy Sharp as well. But they don't find a purple shirt as they advance the ball.
Interestingly, Nathan Ntalu still up top for Lansing City. He looks to be all right after a little bit of a shake-up in the latter stages of that first half.
Here's Al-Rashid, tackled off the ball by the ever-active Omar Kamara, and he is able to get a whistle.
Brought it all the way back. Ref playing advantage there as Kamara had a little bit of green space in front of him and eventually dribbled the ball out of his reach and lucky enough to still get that foul call.
Kamara over the ball, sends a long right footer over the head of Mike Melarani.
What we're seeing right now is just not winning those first balls, those second balls, and it's really hampering County's ability to launch those attacks.
A little bit more impetus going forward here, Lansing City. Pass it down the line here, Sylvain. One-on-one with Sharp. Right-footed attempt, blocked. Sends Sharp sprawling to the turf. He's back up on his feet as the whistle goes from our center referee. Not quite sure what stopped it there, but it looks like he's weaving in. We have an injury on the far side.
Down on the far side, yeah.
There's that blue strip of turf. And
he blended in.
blended in there. I did not see him. There is a substitute already ready. Does that look like number 10 for County? Is that Rocco?
Who's down, yeah.
Who was already a sub in the first half. And
I think it's Bobby Harris who's ready and going to be coming into this game.
So Galati up on his feet. Hopefully that's nothing too serious and just a little bit of a knock. And it appears it's Bobby Harris is given the note to the fourth official.
Bobby's going to come in for Dimitri. A little bit of a like for like, I think, after Bobby Harris actually was playing left back last week at Midwest United. Certainly a different role than we're used to seeing him in. And now, I don't know, we'll see where he ends up. But I think probably going to be playing much more of a central midfield role.
Bobby Harris in. Rocco Galati is waved back in. So he's back in action. He's got a heck of a defensive assignment there on that far side as Kamara steps in front of Ntalu on that one. I like that front footing defending from Kamara.
See Bobby Harris there with the closing speed. What I would expect to see from him is a little bit more pressure and forcing the issue up top.
And there he is right there. Bobby Harris forcing that turnover. Bailon, a late whistle. Why is he whistling there? They were sending Jeremy Sharp up the right-hand side, and they bring it back and allow Lansing City to get behind the ball. I'm not quite sure why you'd take advantage away, but free kick for County. And we see the immediate impact of Bobby Harris. He's kind of playing in like some of that central role, almost like in a 10 sort of spot, but he's almost going to be like a defender from the front.
Yeah, I think so. Certainly less technically gifted than Dimitri and not quite as strong on the ball.
That pass was on a line to find Harris at the top of the box, but cut out there. Here's Sharp. And the calls and the pleas and the foul called there after the number 2 for County, Jeremy Sharp, made an aggressive dart across the corner of the 18-yard box, and he's brought down
You got hacked down on that one.
The ref, or the fans and the players all wanted a call, eventually did get it. Probably the most advanced free kick possession County has had thus far. They got Gabriel Bylon and Bobby Harris over it. I do like when you have a righty and a lefty. Keep them guessing as to which angle it's coming in from. It'll be a lefty from Harris. Top corner.
Ooh.
Is that still in? Oh, my goodness. That somehow bounced in front of the post, up by the crossbar and down again, and did not go in. Kamara almost with a first goal for County. Here's Rocco. Right-footed. Deflected. And that hits the football crossbar as action heats up. County knocking on the door. The best chances of the game so far coming here around the 55-minute mark.
An excellent set play by County, creating that opportunity. Bobby Harris pings it in toward the back post. Justin Harris knocks it back down into the mixing bowl and just not able to find that touch
what a
into the empty net.
What a tantalizing delivery from Harris that just floated in that back post, and Kamara gets there and somehow doesn't go in. It bounces on the goal line up to the crossbar and down again. And then eventually it comes back in and around, and Rocco Galati almost got the deflection of a lifetime. It blooped over goalkeeper Andrew Nicholson, but thankfully over the top for a County corner, which is coming to be delivered by Bobby Harris, left footer. Oh, and Kamara on the back post. He made the run. He was unmarked, but it skidded over his head and out for a goal kick.
A free header, and I don't think he was ready for it. The pace on the ball might have been a little bit more than he was expecting, and it just glanced off the top of his head, but he was all alone in the middle of the penalty area. About 6 yards out, you'd expect him to bury it or at least get an attempt on goal, but
wow, what a delivery there from Bobby Harris again, showing some really good quality on the set pieces. About 3 chances to go ahead there for County in just a moment's time.
Immediate impact, and you see when you're able to make substitutions and get them in the positions that you want them to, it just helps out all the more in crafting this game to be what you want it to be.
Harris, little side footer, gets the bike. Melorani's shot tame as it goes into the dirt. Was that Strayberger and Melorani on the shot there?
It's Melorani, and he just kind of...
And that's a turnover. Harris pokes it to Melorani, who centers it for Jack Strayberger, who plays it back to Bylon. Right-footed strike! Just wide. A rocket of a worm burner. But it's not on frame, and County really turning the screw here.
County.
The home fans are pleading for a goal. They want to cheer. They want to pop that purple smoke, and they are knocking on Lansing's door.
County is all over Lansing right now, and they got to take advantage of one of these opportunities.
Yeah, we can't let this spell of excellent high pressing go to waste. That was golden opportunity. Bobby Harris poking it away from the defender with the ball right to his friend, Mike Melorani. Unable to hit the frame of the goal, though. Bylon battling in the midfield. That pops up, comes off of his hip, rolls favorably to Harris. And that, here's Sharp coming in for County on his right foot. Strike off the post! My goodness, how close can you get? Jeremy Sharp, right-footed blast off the base of the post. Back in the mixer, comes out to Bylon, rocket! Just wide to the right of the goal.
Goodness.
Some chance after chance after chance for the Purple Gang at the moment. Mike Melorani pumping the crowd up. Can the County faithful force this one in the back of the net?
Yeah,
the men on the field are doing their most, and that was almost a glorious goal, but off the post there from Sharp.
They can sense it. They're getting very close to that breakthrough.
We got general manager and last year's head coach Vinny Vasilevsky right here in front of us, and he's up out of his seat. He can't sit down. He's bouncing and kicking every ball as that one flies and bounces out of play on the far side. Rocco throws. Here's Kamara. His opportunity that skimmed off his head really sparked this flurry of chances for County.
I think ever since Bobby Harris has come in the match, County gets on the ball and they're playing much more quickly than we saw them in the first half or even the beginning of the second.
And I really do think that's a numbers game because Mike was all by himself, and here he is. He brings the ball down, gets it to Harris. It bounces for a right footer.
What a goal!
Bobby Harris! He scores the goal of his life! The opening goal of the county season is a thunderbolt, and it comes off the right boot of Bobby Harris.
What
Bring on the purple
goal.
smoke. County are on the board.
You don't often hit him any sweeter than that, and Bobby Harris, man, he'll have had dreams about that connection that he made with that ball as it bounced right into the sweet spot, and he hammers it into the back of the net. 1-0 County, first goal of the 2023 campaign. And he's been the difference maker so far. Came onto the pitch. Immediately, the tempo shifted. County, the better team all of a sudden, and Bobby Harris, the one who was able to capitalize and get that all-important first goal, Rob.
My goodness, we had to wait for an hour, and the hour was well worth the wait. Bobby Harris puts County on the board, 1-0. The season is well and truly underway. What kind of response will the visitors put up? Maybe an immediate one as the ball comes on the right-hand side. It's centered, but cleared out of the danger zone.
Yeah, here's the thing.
By Justin Harris.
County can't shift to the back foot now and try to protect this lead. They got to go get another one and not come unglued at the back, not try too hard to get that offensive input, but really need to make sure that they don't just rest on their laurels here.
Here's Lansing, top of the box. And that one is offside. Looked like the pressure was starting to mount on the home side's goal, but bailed out a little bit there by an offside call.
Football's just got a funny way of that momentum shifting. Team scores a goal, and all of a sudden other teams got the ball, and they look like they're going to score, and these next 5 minutes are going to be crucial for County.
Goalkeeper Caleb Norris sends it long over the head of Mike Millerani. Lansing comes down with it. Swift into the tackle was Kai Yamazaki. Just beyond the toe of Bobby Harris there. Lansing get on the ball. Well done there by Intalu. Up the right. Bobrun made a run, but his teammate checked back. Swinging around to Messinger. Down here on the near side. Michaelo. And here's a long ball from Mike Millerani to chase. And oh my goodness, that is that closing speed we saw in the first half from Francis Kwashi. No fluke, as Mike Millerani is an incredibly fast person, and Kwashi caught right up to him there.
Yeah, just in the nick of time to cut that ball out.
Here's Harris. Yamazaki. Back to Kamara. He's got time on the ball. Lansing starting to bring some pressure. Does the job as it is turned over. The pass intended for Jeremy Sharp goes a little narrow and out of bounds. It's about 65th minute here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Robert Kerr alongside Mitch Gatzke for the home opener in USL 2 action. Oakland County FC hosting Lansing City. 1-0 to the home team in the black and purple as Lansing come down the right-hand side. They've got numbers in the box. That dangerous pass to the near side almost works out. It skips past the onrushing Lansing attacker and into the hands of goalkeeper Caleb Norris. Norris plying his trade at Butler. Already a shutout in the young season as he kept a 0-0 score line for County in the opening game on the road in Grand Rapids against Midwest United. As Bailon chips that ahead, hopefully, for Millerani to chase.
And those clean sheets, I think, are something that just sort of builds on itself. You keep one, you come out the next day, you're feeling good, and you feel like you're going to do it again. And as you just get more and more comfortable with your defensive partners and that back four that you're working with, or back five as it might be here in this first half, Caleb Norris is just going to gain more confidence as this season builds. And he's going to get to a point where he's expecting to keep clean sheets, and County will just feed off of that energy.
Ball bouncing around on top of the box. Lansing able to corral it for the moment. They find their forward, but cut out there well. Good physical defense there from County. I like that. Stop that attack from really ever starting. Here's Sharp. He's been bright, but his pass is cut out there. Lansing cut around Harris, and they're away. 2 versus 3. Here's Sylvain, left footer. What a sliding tackle there from Harris. He pokes it away on the second effort. Really at every question so far. Here's a long distance strike from Victoria. It's well over, and it hits the pine tree behind the goal. But every defensive test thus far through the first 67 minutes, County have done well.
Harris had to get that one right, too, in the box. When you go to ground, you got to time it just perfectly, and he did.
We've seen Sylvain score goals like that for Lansing Common and for his club team Lansing Rush in the past. Got onto that left foot, and excellent last-ditch tackle. It was controlled, however, but had to make that challenge at that moment, and he did.
And I think, again, the pace that this game is now being played at benefits County. They want things to move fast. You see it right there.
Well done by Galati to cut that out and almost sprang a counterattack, but
they're forcing Lansing City into mistakes. I don't think they want to play as fast as County does.
Here's Strayberger with the right foot. Wide. And that came out of nowhere. Got on the ball quick. Got under his right foot. Just a little bit wide of the frame, but, yeah, what a change Bobby Harris has made in this game.
He really has just accelerated things, kind of hit the fast-forward button. He's making his team play faster. He's making the opposition play faster, and you're kind of seeing the results play out here.
I'll have to see back to see if the formation change came with the Pliakos and Harris substitution or if it was that.
I think it was out of halftime with the change to move Rafferty out and shift more to a back four out of that back five that we saw in the first half.
Lansing have seemed to have stemmed the tide. It's not chance after chance now. Lansing kind of restoring some balance as that one's sent to the far side. Does not get past the County defender, Rocco Galati. Gets back in the box. Oh, and that ball almost gets to Ntalu, but the County backline had enough bodies back to deal with that. Menninger. Some solid defense there by Bylon, who's had a very solid game as a D-mid so far.
Yeah, he has. Defensive mid duties are not something that he really put on display a lot last summer, but this summer, at least in the early going, looks like he's kind of opened up a new side to his game. And being able to be that playmaker from a little bit deeper in the field kind of opens things up for those more attack-minded guys on the wings and up in those more forward positions. You can see just right now how...
There's Bylon again poking it away. And almost sparked a County counterattack.
Yeah, just how badly County wants to put the pressure on right now. They don't think that Lansing City can cope.
Yamazaki gets up the left-hand side, almost feeds Melarani.
It's a good step by Kwashi to cut that one out.
Really liking the solidity of the Bylon Yamazaki midfield. They're really doing a good job of preventing anything up the middle. And they've really cleaned up and protected that back line. Yet not easy bypassability so far with that tandem.
And Justin Harris has been impressive for me tonight, too.
Just out of the reach of Yamazaki there.
But, yeah, you're absolutely right about those center defensive mids here this evening. They've really made the center back's job that much easier. And, you know, less action that you get on your back line, the better.
The crowd on their feet for the Zioli's Pizza Minute, the 70th minute. Fans get free coupons tossed out by one of our amazing interns, throwing out delicious pizza from Zioli's. Crowd loves free pizza. Who doesn't? And Zioli's is a wonderful place in downtown Clawson. A partner of Oakland County FC for a number of years. 20 minutes to go. 1-goal game. This is what it's all about, Mitch. This is awesome.
Yeah.
As that header from Malorani almost was a brilliant knockdown for his friend Bobby Harris, the goal scorer tonight. Which I'm still blown away by that finish by Harris. What an amazing strike.
That was something, for sure.
Yeah, I love to hear the goal song and see the purple smoke. There's nothing quite like it as Lansing come on the counterattack. Here's Gershon Sylvain working against two and just as it back. Al Rashid trying to go baseline, cuts it back. Working against Harris. Gets around him for a moment, but he's got help. Sharp there. And that header, almost an equalizing effort from Lansing. Lansing working that left side, get it in the box, get their attacker's head on the ball, and it glances just wide.
Yeah, Al Rashid really working some magic over there, and Ntalu just can't rise high enough to get anything on that. I think had he been able to meet that ball, it probably would have been an equalizing goal.
Nice distribution. Caleb Norris's long ball distribution has been very accurate tonight. I've enjoyed that. Some of the criticism of playing long is it's not an accurate pass, but he really has been directed with those long balls. As some fans and some county players not too happy with that call, felt the defender Francis Kwashi maybe went down a little easy. As we have a pair of attacking substitutions coming in. We've got Malvin Blah, scored 5 goals last year for County, checking in, wearing the number 17, and it looks like replacing Rocco Galati is going to be first-year player, also from Tiffin University, Chewy Makuka.
Rocco's staying on. It looks like Jack and Mike are the ones coming out.
Oh,
Rocco, I think, just wanted a high five.
Yeah,
he went over to greet the subs, but he's not coming off. He's still on.
So Chewy Makuka making his second appearance for County as he saw some time last week against Midwest United. And awesome to see Malvin Blah, who had some really explosive moments in 2022. Good to see him back and want to see him incorporated. And he was kind of a super sub last year. He usually came on second half and provided a real spark. We'll see if County can keep their defensive solidity with these changes as Lansing pushed in there as Yamazaki wins the ball and draws a foul, again showing some great defensive midfielder play.
Yeah, he coming back to make an all-important tackle after Kamara had gotten caught out just a little bit there. And the 2 subs for County, I think you're going to see a lot of action on the wings now. Richie Ludwig shifts into the middle to take the place of Mike Melorani. And, yeah, Malvin and Chewy, I think, will get a lot of the outlet balls, as we see right here.
Yeah, some experienced players coming in, a few years under their belt in college. Richie Ludwig, we haven't talked about too much, definitely a youngster. He's going to be a freshman in the fall. He's a Clarkston, Michigan native on his way to Michigan State. Played a number of years in MLS for the Wolves, a very accomplished youth academy here in the Metro Detroit area. County get on the ball here in the attack. Got Chewy Makuka, number 9, left footer, deflected. And it's popped up into the air from Kwashi.
You can see right there what Chewy's trying to do when he gets on the ball. Cut inside, have a go.
Yeah, hopefully County doesn't lose any width because Malvin likes to do that on the other side as well.
And it's interesting, Rob, because, yes, he absolutely was a chalk on his boots sort of player. Always on the wing. You see him right here with the ball in behind.
Yeah, and here's Malvin Blah running down the touchline one-on-one with Victoria. They've got defense help coming over. Low pass gets blocked off.
But that move right there is something that we saw Malvin do a couple of times last weekend at Midwest. He actually got to the byline, cut some balls back into the middle for his other attacking teammates to try to get some attempts on goal.
We saw Bobby Harris show a little bit of restraint there. He kind of went in with a flying tackle and pulled out last moment there in really composure, because last year he did get his fair share of cards shown to him by the officiating, and he went in pretty hard from behind there, but moved his leg out of the way and didn't get in any trouble just then.
He got the one last week as well, and I think he's always going to play with that intensity, right? You don't want to take that away from him, but I think he's maturing a little bit and realizing when he can go in for those tough tackles and when he does need to take just a little bit of a step back.
And he did just that there. County, last thing they need is a red card with a one-goal lead, as he knocks it along to almost into the path of who's that playing?
That's Ludwig.
Ludwig playing centrally there. That pass almost found its way to Ludwig, but Lansing are back on the ball. That bypasses Blah. Now Sylvain gets it back to a teammate. Lansing applying some pressure. Here's Bylon.
I don't think if you're County, you need to worry about Lansing getting into the wings and swinging in crosses. We haven't seen them do much of that at all. A lot of the attack has come through the middle, so if you're County, really keep compact, show them to the outside, and make them show that they can beat you that way.
Richie Ludwig applying a little bit of pressure there, but Menninger able to maintain composure. Doesn't have many outlets, though. Left-footed long ball is dealt with by the left boot of Caleb Norris. Headed to Bobby Harris. Can he control it? He does.
Nice.
And he plays it nicely to Rocco Galati, who can take some time there.
A little bit more control in the game if you're County, I think.
Yeah, you just want to see him composure. Don't let it get crazy. This one popped up high into the midfielder. Chewy forced a turnover. Here's Ludwig. He gets on that second ball, but his pass goes beyond Bylon, and really good step up there from Harris.
Yeah, Harris needed to win that.
This long ball is looking for Ludwig. Richie Ludwig, the youngster from Clarkston. He finds Chewy. Right footer in the middle, past Harris. Oh, and it just skips under the foot of Malvin Blah on the far side.
It was a great ball into Bobby Harris.
Here's Yamazaki. And his pass is blocked. You don't want to turn the ball over there. Bylon steals it, though, and eventually the referee doesn't like the kick away from Bylon and gives him some yellow.
Yeah, probably earned that one. Referees don't take kindly to the after whistle kick away in these situations with the home team up and defending a lead. We're going to get another substitution, I think.
There's a player in white checking in. Let's see him turn. It's number 10 in white.
Substitution for Lansing City, number 10.
It's Mateus Cunha. Not sure who he came on for, but we can tell you Cunha is now in the match.
Harris does well to come across and break that up as Harris is under pressure. He knocks it long towards Chewy. And that's Messinger is really a towering force there, number 4 for Lansing.
Yeah. And I think you're noticing it a lot more when he's not standing next to big Mike Melorani, just how much taller he is than just about everybody else on the pitch.
Yeah, the center backs of Quashie and Menninger are pretty towering. Here comes Harris. He's got Richie Ludwig ahead of him. Left footer just over the bar from the young man, Richie Ludwig.
Yeah,
on goal, just over the bar.
Would have loved to see him slot that one home, put this game on ice, but
on his debut, he's been getting in the thick of action since he's had a position change. He's had a much more prominent role. As here comes Sharp.
County are just all over Lansing right now, completely recognizing exactly what they want to do and beating them to the spots.
10 minutes of regulation to go. Isn't some great closing speed.
Justin Harris again.
Justin Harris. Wow. Every question that it's been asked of him, he has passed with flying colors.
We've seen some unbelievable pace from Harris here this evening, as a couple of times some Lansing attackers have gotten in behind him, but he's able to catch up.
Okay, can County repel this corner from Lansing? That goes over the second post, over Norris's head. It pops out to the top of the box, and it's knocked away. Here's Harris. He finds Malvin. Malvin's in some space as he knocks it past the defender. He's got speed to get away. He's past the second one. Malvin Blah in behind. Defender catches him. Slows it down. Goes through the legs, but eventually Cunha, the new substitute, able to do enough to stem the counterattack, but well done to carry the ball from coast to coast just about there from the winger. The substitute using those fresher legs to what his coach is definitely asking him to do.
Yeah. He got into the space and slowed it down to try to get some teammates into attacking areas, and he's so fast that I think he just outran the rest of the team, and nobody was really with him when he was ready to put that ball in.
That was really fun to watch, seeing him poke it past that player and get past the second one. I'll tell you, it's cool to see that sort of acceleration and athleticism there. We've seen a lot of good quality and physicality from this game on both sides.
Yeah, it's been a great show. A lot of good plays on both sides. A lot of guys stepping up in crucial moments. Not a ton of great chances at either end.
Defenders stepping up really nicely again to cut out those balls out to the wide positions.
Exactly. I was just going to say, I think it's been a defensive show for the most part, and just those center backs are doing the job today for both teams, making it hard on the opposition forwards.
I was specifically referencing, I think that was Rocco again, who's stepped in front of that same pass, that outlet to that far side. He's taken and intercepted at least 2 or 3 of those, and has had a pretty darn good display here. Has Galati, good performance from him. It's
almost like County's got the playbook of Lansing City, and you see since the halftime break they've looked much more just on top of what the visitors are trying to do offensively.
Bit of a coaching matchup between Oakland County FC's newly appointed coach Brian Doyle and Lansing's Marco.
Got to be a yellow card there for that foul. Lansing's number 10, that's Cunha.
Cunha with the yellow card here in the 84th minute. County leading at home in the home opener 1-0 with 6 and some change on the clock.
Yeah, and at this point, you hope that the team is going to show some lessons that they've learned. In the past, it's all-out attack at all moments. And in a situation like this, just take the sting out of the game, escort this one over the finish line, take home 3 points.
Yep, this would be definitely a step in the right direction if County were able to hold on here in the closing moments of opening night.
You got to win at home. We've seen it over the past few seasons.
Well done by Makuka. Chewy looks for his teammate. He finds Blah on the far side, but it just skips right under his boot there. Unfortunate. He came at him with some pace, and he was running at speed. And here comes Lansing with some speed down that far side. He's got numbers in the middle, and that's a collision, and that is a penalty for the visitors.
Goodness.
Omara Kamara came in too strong.
He came across and cleaned out the player, didn't get any of the ball, and that's what the referee will have seen, and that's a penalty.
That's unfortunate. That's Gershon Sylvain, the second half substitute. I referenced him earlier as being a danger man, and he's won the visiting side a late penalty.
Yeah, you hate to see it because he has played a great game, just a little overzealous in that moment.
Number 23, Jeff Victoria, stepping up to take on Caleb Norris. We're into the 86th minute here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Lansing City looking to tie it up.
Diversified Members Credit Union, your local credit union. Upgrade your life from kitchens, weddings, vacations, and more will help make it.
Here's Victoria with the right foot against Caleb Norris. Stutter step, and he nets it. And the guests tie it up here late in Oakland County FC's home opening match. And it's 1-1.
Victoria sent him the wrong way, Caleb Norris, and after that it was pretty simple. You see that little stutter step in the finish, just to put it the opposite way that Caleb Norris dove. It's a tough one for County. They have been the better team here in the second half, but you see just how fragile the lead can be sometimes when you only get that one goal. All tied up now. A few minutes left. And again, like I said at halftime, I think there's still something in this, Rob. I think we're going to find a winning goal. It's just a matter of who's going to get it.
Can Oakland County FC, the Purple Gang, find a little late purple patch, a little bit of a thrust? They haven't really had any chances since they got the opening goal. Can they find that impetus once again? The sting's been taken out a little bit since Melanarani and
Another card
and
for
Straberger
Lansing.
came out.
That one from Mikaelo.
The goal scorer for the visitors was Jeff Victoria.
Goal by number 23, Jeff Victoria.
Here comes County. They got a free kick in the attacking half. Can they get a late, dramatic winner? Sent in by Bylon. Far post. Headed back into the danger area, but out of bounds, and that will not stress Andrew Nicholson in the Lansing goal at all. So
No,
just
seen the
about 3
routine.
minutes to go.
Seen the routine a couple times now. County looking to play that ball into the back post and ping it back in to the middle for somebody else to knock in a goal, but hasn't come off. Had that really close call.
Here's
Just not able
Gershom
to
again.
finish.
He won the penalty a minute ago. He gets around Galati. He's dancing around Kamara. Slowed down. Finds a teammate. Left-footed cross. Headed. Wide. Wow, that was nearly the go-ahead. A shocker almost from Mateus Kuna. Almost silenced the hometown crowd here. But 2 minutes to play, and it is a 1-1 ball game. County want to come away from this home opener as victorious. They need to get the 3 points here against Lansing. It's a tough uphill climb to get points out of some of the other opponents that are along the way in the schedule.
Yeah, and you really do want to take care of business and win the games that you have at home. Short season, tough opponents. Not sure what's going on here, but Rocco Galati's going to get a card maybe for something that he said to the linesman. Just a guess, but
We were praising him moments ago, and he got burnt pretty bad there by Gershon Sylvain, who's definitely been a live wire here in the late moments of the game.
I mean, Sylvain just pulled away from Galati and everybody else on the County defense.
That's a long ball looking for Kuna. He brings it down, one-on-one with Harris. Right foot cuts inside. Prodded away just for a moment. Harris does well, stay with it. And knocks it to Chewy. Chewy Makuka into the midfield. Looking for Richie Ludwig. What can the young man do? He's got to wait for his teammates. Can he go alone? It almost spilled to him. But Kwashi able to clean up the mess and get it out for a late, deep Oakland County throw-in.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to knock in a game winner more than Richie is here after he missed that chance that would have given County a 2-0 lead after the turnover that Bobby Harris forced and put Ludwig in behind, but Ludwig unfortunately put that one over the bar and just hasn't really been clinical enough in the couple of chances that he's gotten here.
He's definitely gotten into some exciting areas and has gotten the fans excited on a number of occasions here late. But, yeah, got in front side of one. But to be fair, he didn't have a lot of options. He was way out ahead of his team there, had to do it alone.
Yeah.
And we've been saying Kwashi's catch-up speed has been impeccable, and it was that, again, that cleared up that opportunity in front of the Lansing goal.
Yeah, you just hate to see a young player let a chance go begging the way that Richie did, and you hope he's able to shrug it off because he's obviously a wonderful player and will have many more moments to come here this summer, and don't let that one get you down. And it would certainly go a long way if County were able to find that winner, helping young Mr. Ludwig forget all about that missed opportunity. Got an injured player here for Lansing on the far side. I think that's Al Rashid, who's being helped up and off the pitch.
Yeah, he had a pretty solid game himself tonight, did Al Rashid. And he's going to be substituted late here in second half injury time by David Mayamona. The 20-year-old checks in here in injury time. As here's Chewy Makuka. Maybe one last chance for County. Two players run near side. Here's Ludwig, centers it. Here's a block. Can he have it? Left-footed chance, blocked.
Yeah, you knew Malvin was always going to want to go on his left there, and I think the defender knew it as well.
If only Harris had stayed central, Ludwig was run into that. They both went to the right, so there was no one in the middle. And then maybe that's just a thing of getting chemistry with your teammates, but that was a legitimate chance there here in the dying moments.
Yeah, they made the same run at the same time, not knowing that each other were there.
Yeah, Harris is parked out on the penalty spot. That's another opportunity for him to get a brace. As Bobby Harris opened the scoring tonight with an absolute screaming right-footed strike. And then in the 82nd, or 86th minute rather, Lansing City drew level at 1-1 from the penalty spot. Substitutes really having a huge impact on this game. Bobby Harris's inclusion and the shape change in the second half from Coach Brian Doyle swung favor towards the home team, and there's about 15-20 minute period where County had chance after chance. Once scoring, Lansing kind of evened out the match and then eventually forced enough pressure to draw a penalty, which they converted. So it is 1-1 here at injury time. Oakland County FC versus Lansing City.
That was a big exhale moment, Rob, as County found themselves defending a set piece here late. The last thing you want to do is give up set pieces in those areas and give Lansing a route to snatch one at the death here.
Yeah, those late chances definitely provide those worry lines on people's foreheads. Coach Brian Doyle spent decades in the coaching world here in Michigan, originally from New York, and this is his first summer season experience at the elite amateur level. So with his wealth of experience, experiencing something new here this summer. Can't be too much longer left.
Card there for Mayamona for time wasting.
Can Kamara find a pass here? Here's Bylon. A little bit of space here. Looking for Ludwig. Good touch to Harris. He cuts inside, but just a little bit too heavy, and Lansing able to clear. County trying to get a late dramatic winner. Comes back out to Bylon. What can he supply? He centers it. Yamazaki back to Harris. To Kamara, and they're going to need it in the danger zone. No one running into the box. That floats over Ludwig and hits a Lansing defender, and Andrew Nicholson is able to collect that with the greatest of ease.
Unfortunately, they don't have Melarani to win those headed balls right now, and that's exactly what they need.
Yeah, that was a perfect Melarani ball there as